If you've ever caught yourself thinking, I'm not just anxious, I'm actually scared to live, I want you to hear this first, before we go anywhere else. That feeling doesn't mean you're weak, broken, dramatic, or losing your mind, and if you want the full reset that actually helps your body come out of this state, I laid it out step by step in the guide. But even just understanding what's happening here usually gives people a level of relief they haven't felt in a long time, because this fear isn't philosophical, it's physiological. It's not about life itself, it's about a nervous system that has forgotten what safety feels like. Here's what's really going on. When people say, I'm scared to live, they usually don't mean they're afraid of one specific thing. They mean everything feels sharp, the future feels threatening, small decisions feel heavy, normal responsibilities feel overwhelming, even good things, opportunities, relationships, change, feel stressful instead of exciting. That's not because life is actually dangerous, it's because your nervous system is stuck in a state where it's constantly scanning for threat, and when that system is running the show, the world starts to feel hostile by default. Most people think fear like this comes from thoughts, trauma, bad experiences, overthinking, and sure, those things can contribute, but the part nobody really explains is that chronic fear doesn't start in the mind, it starts in the body, specifically, in a nervous system that's been under pressure for too long without enough real recovery. When your system spends months or years in a stress-dominant state, it stops distinguishing between real danger and everyday life, bills, messages, conversations, plans, even rest. It all gets filtered through the same lens. Is this safe? And when the answer is constantly, I'm not sure, the body stays on guard, heart rate slightly elevated, muscles tight, breathing shallow, sleep light or fragmented. You're technically functioning, but you're never settled. That's when fear stops being situational and starts being existential. You wake up already braced, you move through the day with a low-level sense of dread. Nothing is actively wrong, but everything feels like it could be. And because humans are meaning-making machines, your brain tries to explain that sensation. It starts telling stories like, something bad is coming, I can't handle life, or, I'm not safe in the world. Those stories feel real, but they're not the cause. They're the interpretation. The cause is a system that hasn't been able to fully shut down and reset, especially at night. This is where sleep becomes way more important than people realize. Sleep isn't just rest, it's when your nervous system recalibrates its threat detection. Deep, restorative sleep tells your body, we survived today, we're safe enough to let our guard down. When that doesn't happen consistently, your system never gets that message, so fear just lingers, even on good days, even when nothing bad is happening. A lot of people in this state say, I don't feel panicky, I just feel scared. That's actually a key clue. Panic is acute, this fear is chronic. It's the background noise of a system that's been on too long, and the longer it stays on, the more your emotional range narrows, joy feels muted, curiosity disappears, confidence erodes, life starts to feel like something you have to survive instead of something you get to participate in. And here's the part that usually lands hard for people. This fear isn't a personality trait. You weren't born this way. You didn't suddenly become incapable of living. Your nervous system adapted to stress by staying alert, and now it doesn't know how to turn that alertness off. That's also why advice like, face your fears, think positive, or just push through feels useless or even insulting. You can't think your way out of a body state. You can't convince a nervous system it's safe with logic. Safety is something the body has to experience, not understand. This is also why so many people try to numb themselves instead. Endless scrolling, alcohol, weed, constant noise, overworking, anything that takes the edge off that feeling of being exposed. Those things don't fix the fear, but they give temporary relief by distracting the system. And over time, that teaches the body an unfortunate lesson. The only time we're okay is when we're not fully here. That's how people end up saying, I'm scared to live. Being present feels unsafe, so you either dissociate, distract, or shut down emotionally. You're alive, but you're not really in it. The way out of this isn't dramatic. It's not about quitting your job, moving to the mountains, or reinventing your life. The first step is restoring a sense of safety at the nervous system level, and that starts with sleep, but not in the way most people think. Not just hours in bed, not supplements, not hacks. It's about teaching your system how to actually power down, especially at night, so it can stop treating every day like a potential threat. When that begins to happen, fear doesn't disappear overnight, but it softens, the volume turns down, mornings stop feeling so heavy, decisions stop feeling so loaded. You start having moments where you realize, oh, this doesn't feel as dangerous as it used to. That's not mindset, that's regulation. This is why, in the guide, I focus so much on how the day ends, not just how the night starts. Most people never truly close the stress loop of the day. They stop moving, but their system stays open, so the body never gets the signal that it's okay to stand down, fix the transition, and the whole system starts to relearn safety. And once safety comes back online, something interesting happens. Life doesn't suddenly become perfect, but it stops feeling terrifying. You don't wake up dreading existence. You don't feel like the world is constantly about to crush you. You still have problems, but you're not facing them with a nervous system that's already at its limit. That's when people realize something important. They weren't afraid of life itself. They were afraid because their body had been stuck in survival mode for too long. So if you're walking around right now thinking, why does everything feel scary, or why does living feel so hard, please understand this, that fear is not a verdict on your future. It's a signal from a system that hasn't had the chance to recover, and that means it's fixable. Not with force, not with positivity, not with pretending you're fine, but by giving your nervous system what it actually needs to remember how to feel safe again. That's what this work is about, and that's what the guide walks you through in a way that's grounded, practical, and human, because once your system stops bracing against life, living stops feeling scary, it just feels possible again.